what are the things that do not make sense in Spanish? Because sometimes I ended up saying that a lot when I'm teaching Spanish. Like I finish explaining something and I say, I know that just doesn't make sense because it's not the way naturally English it's structured. So I just found some things that just do not make sense in Spanish. A cat nap, it's something that I couldn't translate literally in Spanish. Tomar una siesta del gato. Just to us, it just doesn't make sense. So this is why there are so many things you cannot translate because they're just part of the culture. When you say in English, I am excited, and this is called falso cognado. I already have a video about that. Falso cognado is that you could say the word in Spanish that it's very similar. And this is one example. I am excited. We have a translation for that, but it doesn't mean what you want to say. You cannot say, if you type it, if you Google it, if you go to look for the translation for excited, maybe it's going to be excitado. So it doesn't sound so weird, but it's not what we say. You want to say in Spanish, estoy emocionado, like I'm really happy, I'm content to do this. But if you say excitado, that have a sexual connotation. So be careful trying to express some things in Spanish. So that's why you do not translate literally everything in Spanish. Okay. Other phrases that do not make sense. Tener 5 años de experiencia trabajando. So to have 5 years of experience. So in Spanish, more natural would be cuento con 5 años de experiencia, or llevo 5 años de experiencia. I know if I try to translate that, it just doesn't make sense in the other language. It's a little, I have to say that it's a little bit more common to say cuento con 5 años de experiencia or llevo 5 años than tengo 5 años de experiencia trabajando. Sounds kind of weird. But I could say that. I could say yo tengo 5 años de experiencia, but I wouldn't say trabajando because it is more common to say cuento con 5 años or llevo 5 años. And this structure, it's something that I wouldn't say in English, but it's okay in Spanish. Sorry. Those are the things you just have to know. You just have to learn. If you're not sure where your Spanish level is or how to improve it, this is for you. 1 hour session or onboarding session gives everything you need. A placement test to give you exact the level that you have. A personalized plan based only on your goals. And time to ask all your questions. Whether you're curious, you're starting to back up, or you feel stuck, here we will give you clarity, direction, and confidence. Are you ready to stop guessing and start progressing? Then, what you have to do is just click the link below, select a date that is best for you, and we will reach out to perform your placement test, create your plan, and help you to create the strategy you need to reach the next level. Okay, to call back, this is something that you say in English. And I have to say that here in the border, in the place that I live, we do something called barbarismo, which is something that we take from English, turn it into Spanish, and we use it like that. I do have family who say te llamo, which is to call, te llamo hacia atrás o te llamo para atrás, something like that, like to like expressing the translation for back, like back. I know, like in English makes sense, but it just doesn't make sense in Spanish. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say llamar hacia atrás. Like I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't say that. But I know in English you say, I'll call you back. Oh yeah, I'll call you back. I would only say, oh, te llamo. I will call you, period. I wouldn't say back. Because, I don't know, it's implied that I will call you back because you're calling me. So, I know there are just some things that just do not make sense. So this is basically the video, things that do not make sense in Spanish or English to me. This is just me sharing what I think so far. Okay. Another question or phrase that you use in English is how far? How far? So I just couldn't translate how far. ¿Cuán? Okay, if I had to translate literally, it would be ¿cuán lejos? And that's not a natural thing to say. I would have to say ¿qué tan lejos? ¿Qué tan lejos? ¿Qué tan? And then I would have to add, which is far. How far? How far? ¿Qué tan lejos? How much far? Today I had a class. With the next one, I had a class expressing direct objects and indirect objects. And this is something that you do not have. I mean, you do have, but not like that. So let's go. El uso de lo, like the lo, como objeto neutral, de it, when you said it. En español, in Spanish, no existe una traducción directa. We do not have a direct translation of it. Sometimes English speakers say phrases like lo es, like it is, literally, it is, instead of saying sí, es cierto, or así es. So just like small things that I just like to just, yeah. There are things that we do not have a translation, so you have to adapt to the way you would respond. So you would say, oh, it is, that is great, yeah, it is. So I would say, yeah, es cierto, sí, es cierto, es cierto. Well, literally it would be, it's true. It's kind of the same thing. You could say that in English. Again, this is the video for things that do not make sense sometimes, most of the time. Here is to say I'm fine, to say estoy bien. I'm fine. Although you understand in some regions, in some parts, it's more natural to say estoy bien, gracias, or todo bien, gracias, than a simple I'm fine. To me, this just doesn't make sense, but this is what it was helping me to get some weird stuff. Like things that make sense and do not make sense in English and Spanish. Again, I honestly expect that I do not confuse you with these phrases, with these words. If you have to watch it again, you can do it. If you like this video, this weird phrases and not making sense of something, please let me know, and then I can just have more phrases like this and bring them and try to say the correct or the most close to that. So I think that is one of the aspects or things that are more valuable to have tutorings, or to have a tutor or a person or a friend who knows the culture, who understands how the language works or it doesn't, just to say, hey, friend, this just doesn't make sense. It's just the way it is in Spanish. Or, hey, friend, this is just the way it is in English, a period, right? So do not get overwhelmed. Do not like quit if you find this very challenging. Because at the end, learning a language, it's hard. And trying something new, it's courageous. So just try to keep doing it. If you are enjoying this process of learning, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. I always say that to the community learning with us, to people that I met in our language exchange events. That's it. If you like this video, and then if you really like what I'm sharing here, please let me know. My name is Daniela Barrera, and I'm your language coach. And I'll see you next time.